Welcome everyone. This is the Appian 25.3 product announcement webinar. My name is James Lee, Director of Product Evangelism here at Appian. I'm joined here today by Tien Bui, Senior Product Manager 2, Naveen Hariharan, Product Manager 2, Shakuntala Sundararajan, Senior Product Manager, Preet Jain, Product Manager 2, Pranav Ranganathan, Senior Product Manager, Elizabeth Hall, Senior Beta Program Manager, and Devin Lee, Community Experience Product Manager 2. Today we'll be covering all the new features and capabilities being released in Appian 25.3. And before we get started, I wanted to remind everyone of the Q&A feature available on the webinar platform. Appreciate your engagement, and we will answer all questions at the end of the webinar. Firstly, we have some upcoming events you'll want to look out for. Our second largest event of the year, Appian Europe, will be in London again at the Convene St. Cross St. Paul's. The conference will be on November 12th, so we encourage you to save the date and join us in London for another exciting conference event. And back to the DC area, we are excited to be hosting Appian Government again right by our headquarters in Tysons, Virginia at Capital One Hall on November 20th. This was a fantastic show last year, so encourage you to save this date as well, and we hope to see you there. Also happy to share again about our newsletter, Process Pros. This newsletter will keep you ahead of the curve with curated content on enterprise technology trends, automation best practices, and expert insights. Click the pop-up to head to our subscription center and subscribe today. Now, onto the content for this webinar. Today we are showcasing the latest innovations in our 25.3 product release, the third release of the year. Appian 25.3 will be GA next week on August 15th. At that time, Appian Cloud customers will receive notifications allowing them to schedule their environments for upgrades, and self-managed customers will be able to download the new installer from My Appian. Let's kick things off with low-code design. Let me invite Tien Bui to share some of the latest updates with Appian Composer and Control Panel. Tien, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about all the enhancements we have coming for low-code design. First, I'd like to show you what's new with Appian Composer. We first introduced a preview of Composer last year in our 24.4 release, and since then we've been listening, refining, and enhancing the experience. If you're building enterprise applications, you know the challenge. Turning ideas into working apps is a process that's full of friction. There's lost context, handoffs between teams, and countless iterations. With Composer, we're changing that. Composer is a powerful new AI capability designed to jumpstart application planning and development by connecting business and IT from the start. Just describe your idea in plain language, and Composer generates a complete application plan. Then, with a few clicks, that plan becomes a functional application, complete with groups, process, interfaces, data, and a landing page, all ready for immediate testing, iteration, and then deployment. Now let's take a look at Composer in action. Every major project starts with a challenge like this, a dense requirements document. With Composer, you don't need to manually dissect this document or build whiteboards and spreadsheets. Composer uses AI to transform your spec into a structured visual plan. So instead of a wall of text, you get an organized app plan, allowing your team to get shared alignment on what needs to be built. Composer also identifies key user roles and automatically ties each action back to the relevant persona. Want to customize this plan? It's easy. Edit steps, drag and drop actions, add new ideas, or just ask AI Copilot to help refine the flow. Now that your requirements are captured, Composer builds out a full data model, including tables, fields, and relationships based entirely on what your app needs. And here's the best part. Your data model evolves as your requirements evolve. So let's say we add a new requirement to the plan. When we return to the Data Model tab, notice that Composer proactively checks for potential updates and lets you incorporate changes so that your architecture stays in sync with your vision. Now, let's bring your app to life visually. Composer auto-generates custom screen mockups, landing pages, forms, and record summaries based on your requirements and Appian best practices. Here's the proposed landing page, a great starting point and easy to customize. Business users can tweak layouts directly or use AI Copilot for fast changes, like adjusting this data here. And within a few clicks, you can apply your company's branding, colors, fonts, and other design elements, all tailored to your style guide. Composer is where collaboration happens, real-time feedback, shared understanding, and stakeholder alignment on how the app should look and behave. And when you're ready, click Generate Objects. Composer creates your app's core building blocks, including interfaces, data, and process, so that you can start development with a solid foundation. Composer guides you through what's being created, giving you a clear, editable summary of your app's architecture. And just like that, you've got a working application and a great foundation to build more. And here's the Composer-generated site. It's complete with a data-backed record list, create action, and record summaries, all tied together, and it's ready for you to go through and customize with further development. With Appian Composer, you go from idea to plan to a working app in record time, all without sacrificing quality. Developers can now focus on what matters, tailoring the app to your unique business needs. Moving on to updates for Control Panel, this release, we're helping you to strengthen the connection between the data in the control panel and the rest of your applications by allowing you to select which record types your business users can relate to their case types. Once the record types are available in the control panel workspace, business users can easily create data fields that point to existing records. For example, when a case manager is creating a form to capture customer contact information, the customer field can point to an existing customer record. Not only does this allow end users to quickly provide helpful data for their cases, but it also gives case workers all the information they need to resolve cases faster. Additionally, we're introducing a few quality of life improvements for both business users in the control panel workspace and low-code developers in the control panel object. Now business users can delete data fields directly from the control panel workspace without heading over to Designer or asking a low-code developer for help. And low-code developers in the control panel object can delete custom configurations that were created accidentally or are no longer needed. We can't wait to see how you use these new low-code capabilities. Now I'm going to turn it back over to James so you can learn more about all the other great features coming to the platform with this release. Back to you, James.
Thanks so much, Tian. It's really exciting to see all the innovations that we've been making, especially with Appian Composer. I can't wait to see its general availability in an upcoming release. With that, let me go and hand it over to Naveen Hariharan to share some updates to our total experience capabilities. Naveen, over to you.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. My name is Naveen, and I am a product manager too at Appian. I'm excited to share with you some of the great enhancements we've made to our total experience offering. This release is filled with impactful improvements, including improved async loading, a faster revamped interface designer, improved record action generation, significant accessibility improvements, and more. Let's take a look at what you can look forward to. First, we're excited to introduce a major enhancement that will improve the responsiveness of your interfaces. Load any of your data across interfaces asynchronously. You can now simply use the new abang async variable function to create a local variable that loads separately from the rest of your interface. Users can interact with the faster loading parts of the screen immediately without having to wait for the whole interface. This is perfect for managing the performance impact of external systems you can't control. We've also improved this capability so that you can use it on any data that takes more than a half second to load, not just your slowest loading components. Let's jump into a demo to experience this in real time. You have a dashboard with some charts, KPIs, list of tasks, alerts, and cases to be worked on. Many of these parts of the page depend on a local variable that fetches information from an external system. This system takes a long time and slows down the entire page. Users are left waiting on a blank page. Let's make this better. Open this local variable and wrap the abang async variable function around the rule fetching the information. The async variable function also lets you specify refresh behavior for the variables, refreshing on referenced variable change, on specified variables changing, or after record actions. You make the update, save, and test again. The page loads so much faster than before. All of the components which depended on this rule now have a loading state while waiting on the information. The rest of the page has loaded, and users are no longer staring at a blank screen. A single change leads to a much better experience. Next, we've enhanced the way you and your users work with documents in interfaces. You can now immediately preview uploaded documents using the document viewer, access information about them using the document function, and immediately download them using document download links. You can also enable your users to edit the file name and description before submission, ensuring your documents have meaningful details right from the start. Additionally, the file upload component takes document management record types as its source. Documents are automatically uploaded to the corresponding document folder. Designing modern user-friendly forms is now easier than ever. We've introduced a new sidebar template for form and wizard layouts, allowing you to anchor your forms with an eye-catching title bar. The sidebar can contain images, title and secondary text, and a dedicated space for additional details where you can provide any content. For even more layout flexibility, you can now add an independently scrollable pane layout directly within the contents of a form layout. Perfect for complex use cases like document review or for keeping important information visible on long forms. We are always committed to empowering all users, which is why we've introduced the new accessible message banner component. It allows assistive technologies like screen readers to notify users about on-screen changes that don't take focus. You can now ensure critical information such as status changes or newly added information on screen is accessible to everyone, including those with visual impairments. Use this component to easily create great-looking message banners while building more inclusive apps. We are excited to tell you can now leverage transparent hex colors in your components to create visually striking designs. When you configure components like buttons, layouts, or tags, you can style them with semi-transparent backgrounds, borders, and decorative bars. We can't wait to see what you build with them. This release, we're adding even more utility to the style text editor component. Users can now easily align text to the left, right, or center of the field. Customers can now create organized, well-formatted content in their Appian applications. We've also improved the menu bar for better user experience on smaller screens in web browsers. You can now find the perfect icon with AI-powered suggestions, which we've extended to more places: the KPI component, section layout, button, and stamp components. With a single click, Appian AI suggests relevant icons based on the component's text, helping you create polished, professional interfaces in less time. This release, we have a host of improvements to the interface designer that we are excited to bring to you. First, we've refreshed the component configuration pane with sleeker, more modern controls. Boolean parameters like read-only and disabled appear as toggles instead of checkboxes. Options for parameters like alignment, label position, and milestone style are now represented by icons, illustrating what the outcome looks like, aiding in quick selection. Selecting colors is now more streamlined and visual, with predefined colors showing up alongside custom colors. Selection cards have an updated, cleaner look that makes choosing a data source or template even easier. The visibility parameter is renamed to show when and allows you to easily reuse visibility logic by selecting from available variables. Together, these improvements make it easier than ever to craft the perfect layout and style in design mode. Next, we've made it easier to navigate in the interface designer. We heard your feedback, and we've replaced the view dropdown with a simple toggle to turn on preview mode. There is also added a dedicated button for performance details. Performance trends have also moved to this view to be more streamlined. We are continuing our mission to make designing interfaces quicker. The feedback loop while you're building is much faster. We've made design mode more responsive. When you change values in design mode that have visual updates, you'll see them reflected in the interface instantly. Building with Interface Designer is a breeze. This release includes improved accessibility for editable grids. When users add a new row to a grid, we'll automatically move focus to the new row, making it easier for users with mobility and visual impairments to navigate and enter data. The Grid Plus component has some enhancements in this release. A new component parameter, Query Rule Inputs, has been added to enable real-time updates to grid data, including dynamic filtering, sorting, and modification of queried fields. A Clear Changes context menu option gives users the ability to revert selected cells to their initial values. This also clears the background color that indicates cell edits. Record links can now be opened in a model window, enhancing the speed of navigation between record views. Drop-down fields can have different labels and values through a new grid drop-down source function. Our pre-configured colors, success, won, info, and error now have a higher contrast ratio, making them accessible and easier for all users to see. This will automatically apply to your interfaces where you are using these colors. This release, we are continuing our ongoing effort to enhance generated record actions and views to be more modern and intuitive. Now it's faster and easier to build more complex user experiences in just a few clicks. When you generate a record action, you can now choose whether to include the base record type as well as any one-to-one or one-to-many related record types. This allows you to quickly and easily create all the related actions for your data from one location. We're also adding a rich variety of templates to choose from when generating record actions. These curated form templates allow you to create visually appealing and highly functional record actions with minimal effort. We've also streamlined the record view and action generation wizards, making it even easier to configure your record types. Let's look at this in more detail through a demo. You open the Generated Record Actions wizard from the Record Type Designer as always. The first step remains the same, choosing which actions you'd like to generate for. Next, you will see a new step, choosing which record types to include as part of the generated actions. The base record type is pre-selected. All record types that are related through a one-to-many relationship can be chosen. Each of these will generate an editable grid in the interface. Moving to the next step, you will see the list of curated form templates with thumbnails to pick from. There are a host of great looking single-step form options. And if you have chosen multiple record types, there are intuitive multi-step wizards to choose from. We pre-select a recommended template based on your data model. Pick the one that suits you best. After making the choice, you can go ahead to generate the action. Open up the newly created interface and you will see a fully wired up action that looks great and just works. Out-of-the-box banners users see, such as form level validations, now have a more modern look. In addition to using the new pre-configured colors, they now have a sleek decorative bar. Finally, for Appian mobile users, we are bringing video recordings to Android. The file upload component now supports selecting videos and recording videos for upload on Android devices. Appian Mobile now provides a consistent in-app experience across Android and iOS. This is an exciting release for our total experience offering. I can't wait to see what you build with these new capabilities. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Naveen. These are some great updates. I love to see how we're not only improving the performance of our interfaces, but the beauty of them and how quickly our developers can put them together. Can't wait to see what you guys ship next. With that, let me go and hand it over to Shakuntala Sundararajan to share some updates from our data fabric capabilities. Shakuntala, over to you.
Thanks, James. Hi everyone, my name is Shakuntala and I'm a Senior Product Manager at Appian. I'm thrilled to share with you some of the new enhancements made to our data fabric offering. This release, we're excited to introduce more ways to sync your data, document management improvement, and more. Let's take a look at what is new. This release introduces significant enhancements to our search capabilities, offering expanded results and deeper insights. Smart Search now provides up to 10 semantic matches for both document and long text fields. These results are fully supported by functions such as ABANG keys, ABANG update, and FNBANG remove. You can also work with larger datasets with support for searching extra long text fields up to 500,000 rows and other text fields up to 1.5 million rows. Actionable error messages and indexing failure notifications are now provided to help you quickly identify and resolve issues. With access to more matches, you can gain richer insights and greater flexibility when searching across your data fabric. In the previous release, we introduced incremental syncs for service-backed record types. Now we're extending that capability to database-backed record types. This means you can schedule your database changes to sync every few minutes or few hours, ensuring your data is always up to date. Additionally, there is also flexibility to schedule both incremental and full syncs, tailoring options to your organization's need. With this release, we've also reorganized the sync options page for easier configuration of sync filters and options. We've improved documents to provide better visibility and management of application documents. You can now filter and sort documents to quickly identify who created them or when it was created. A new column shows related record name, making it simple to see which documents are associated with specific data. You can also configure document cleanup to automatically delete orphaned documents with a default of 30 days, which can be customized in the admin console or on individual record types. We've refined our record query function to encourage best practices that include avoiding querying of unnecessary data. You'll now need to specify the exact fields to query in functions like abang query record type, abang query record by identifier, and abang record data. We've introduced abang selection fields function for querying all fields. This helps optimize queries by excluding resource-intensive fields such as real-time customer-facing record fields unless specified. Let's take a look at it in real time. As you can see, querying a record type no longer automatically returns all base fields of a record or fields from a related record. Developers must now use abang selection fields to specify the desired field that needs to be queried. In case you want to query all fields of a record, use the all fields from record type parameter. Real-time custom fields and extra long text fields are excluded by default, but can be explicitly included using the include real-time custom field and include extra long text field parameters respectively. Not only are we improving query configuration, but we're also providing more ways to monitor performance. The Query Performance tab will now show how many fields are included in each query, offering a quick visual of data queried. We've also enhanced the sale-details.csv log and introduced a new interface query record type details.csv log. These logs provide aggregated statistical data on query execution times, wait times, and field counts for each record type in an interface. With this release, Appian is committed to scaling the data fabric with your enterprise's growth. We've introduced the ability to dynamically scale queries based on the application usage. This automatic scaling optimizes performance and resource efficiency on your site without administrative intervention, streamlining development and reducing risk for high-volume use cases. From 25.3, when building queries, you'll find the abang related record data function now allows you to return more data from one-to-many relationships. When used in abang query record type or a record-powered grid, you can retrieve up to 100 related records from a single one-to-many relationship. For a abang query record by identifier, you can return even more, up to 250 related records. Lookup data is critical for business processes, and enabling users to access it in their own language is crucial. We've made it faster and simpler to generate translation strings for lookup data directly from the record type. With a single click, you can generate translation strings for record field values and choice list options up to 50 at a time, saving significant effort. Let's take a look at this in more detail. When you add a new related record by a choice list, an option will now appear to generate translations for all the list items. Appian will automatically populate the last modified translation set where these new strings will be created, with the flexibility to either create a new set or select a different translation set based on your requirement. Once the choice list is created, you can view and edit the translation strings in the Data Preview tab of the lookup record. Now, when configuring the source of your record type, you can select a database table from any schema or catalog accessible via your connected system. This simplifies data connection and minimizes the number of connected systems you need. You can then use the Write Record Smart service to manage records and related records from multiple schemas, even passing data with a single record variable if all records are created using the same connected system. It's been an exciting release for our Data Fabric offering. I'm eager to see you put these features into practice. I will now pass it over to James to kick off our next section.
Thank you so much, Shakuntala. I'm especially excited to see the general availability of Smart Search, as I know that was an exciting update in our 25.2 release webinar. I can't wait to see what our customers do with the new capability. With that, let me go ahead and hand it over to Preet Jain to share some updates to our automation capabilities. Preet, over to you.
Thank you, James. Robotic process automation simplifies how you build, manage, and scale digital workers to handle repetitive tasks across systems. By automating routine processes, your teams can focus on higher value work that drives innovation and efficiency. Now, you can get to your data even faster. We've improved the speed of the robotic task executions page in the Operations console, especially for environments with lots of robotic tasks. Thanks to smarter data fetching, some pages now load up to 83% faster. The more robotic tasks you've configured, the bigger the boost. This release, we have a lot of exciting updates to our Appian AI features. Let's jump right into it. The Data Fabric chatbot can now use Smart Search to understand the meaning behind users' queries, not just keyword matches. For example, if you search for electricity outage in the Data Fabric chatbot, you'll see results that mention a power failure or electricity is down. Now you'll see more accurate and relevant answers, even when questions are asked in unexpected ways. We're adding another tool to your intelligent document processing toolkit. The Advanced IDP Tools AI skill now supports search queries as a way to extract additional data from documents. Ask questions like, "What is the patient's name?" and receive an answer with page references. By providing a powerful alternative when other tools don't capture all the necessary information, this tool enables additional ways for accurate end-to-end automation of document-centric use cases. You can now use JPEG, PNG, and TIFF files, including multi-page TIFF files, as document inputs in the generative AI skills. No conversions or plugins needed. Simply upload your images and let generative AI skills get to work, extracting text, analyzing content, and powering your intelligent document processing automations. The Advanced IDP Tools AI skill now supports multi-page TIFF files too. You don't need any plugins, and document processing is faster and easier than ever before. Now you can dynamically update the prompt used by the Execute Generative AI Skills Smart Service directly in the process model. This is an optional runtime prompt that is used instead of the prompt configured in the AI skill, giving you a flexible way to adapt your input for your use case without creating or editing additional AI skill objects. Let's see a use case in action. Imagine you have contractor bids that come in with different documents representing different aspects of a proposal. In this case, the two documents are technical proposal and financial proposal. Each document of a proposal needs to be evaluated on a certain set of criteria. Let's see how we can automate this process with runtime prompts. First, we classify the document to determine its type. Here is the prompt for it along with the definition for each category. Then, based on the type of this document, we create the runtime prompt using an expression rule which adds the respective evaluation criteria. After this, we pass the runtime prompt to the AI skill to evaluate that document. Let's run an instance and see the results. I am passing in a technical proposal, and as you can see, the classification was a technical proposal. Based on this, the expression rule created the runtime prompt for evaluating that document. The second AI skill then evaluates this document and provides the response in the expected output format. Appian AI features are now available for self-managed environments using Appian on Kubernetes. With this release, you can use Appian AI Copilot and AI skills to supercharge efficiency for your processes and people. Review our configuration guidance to learn which services are needed to harness these powerful capabilities in your self-managed Appian environment. Finally, we're proud to share that the Smart Search, Enterprise Copilot, and the Document Chat components are now certified FedRAMP Moderate. These features meet the stringent security, privacy, and operational requirements for public sector use, enabling more government agencies to automate complex processes with confidence. Autoscale combines low-code design and business process automation with unmatched scalability. In this release, we're making autoscale processes easier to build and troubleshoot. New output options for the Start Process Smart Service and improved error messages give you more control over how you work with these processes. You now have more options for how you work with the output data in both your standard and autoscale processes. With the Start Process Smart Service, you can choose to store the output as a variable, store it at an index of a variable, or append it to a variable list. These improvements help you simplify your processes and shape your data to best fit your needs. This release, we've improved how error notification emails for your autoscale processes are grouped and summarized, so it's easier to understand what went wrong. Each error group now includes a concise description of the issue and an example error message with real data to provide context. These updates make it easier for you to quickly identify issues and take action to resolve them. Communication between different parts of your enterprise architecture is essential, and so is the security of that communication. If your organization requires a VPN for communication between systems, autoscale processes can now use an outbound VPN connection for database and integration calls. Check out the best practices to ensure all parts of your enterprise are ready to work with your autoscale processes. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Preet. The continued innovation we're making and how you can use AI inside of process is really inspiring. I'm sure this is going to give people so many new ideas about how they can be using AI within their Appian workflows. With that, let me go and hand it over to Pranav Ranganathan to share some updates about our Process HQ capability and process intelligence generally. Pranav, over to you.
Thanks, James. Process HQ gives business users the power to explore data and identify timely insights for business optimization by combining the latest technologies in data fabric, process mining, machine learning, and generative AI. In this release, we're excited to introduce several key enhancements to Process HQ. We've focused on delivering new features that add powerful new functionality and improve the user experience. Data Fabric Insights allows business users to securely explore, analyze, and create their own reports and dashboards by leveraging Data Fabric. Let's take a look at some of the enhancements we've made to Data Fabric Insights in this release. Monitoring how long it takes to complete your processes is crucial to understanding how they're performing and where you can make improvements. That's why in this release, we're introducing business process metrics for record events. Now, when you configure record events on your record type, we'll also generate custom record fields that calculate how long it takes to finish your most important processes. If you already have record events configured, you can easily create this custom record field using the new calculation duration template. Then, you can use Process HQ to keep an eye on your duration metric and display the metric alongside your other data in dashboards. With business process metrics in your record types, you can benefit from unparalleled insight into process durations, making it easier than ever to improve your business processes. This release, you can now add the Reports and Dashboards library from Process HQ as a page in your Appian site. This new site page gives your users access to everything they need to view and manage custom reports and dashboards without ever leaving their site. We're also giving you the ability to customize the appearance of the new Reports and Dashboards library page. You can choose light or dark theme and even apply your organization's branding for a cohesive look and feel across your entire site. Let's take a look at how this works. Here we are in the site object. Let's add a new site page. For my type, I'll select Process HQ. Just like with other site pages, I can add a title and select an icon. If needed, I can also make adjustments to the branding by configuring the settings below. Once I click Add, I can reorder the site pages as needed. In this case, I'll move my Reports page up. I'll go ahead and save my changes and open up the site page. Let's navigate to the newly added Reports page. As you can see, I have access to all of the same great functionality that I had in Process HQ. If I click into the Order Management dashboard, I'll see all of the KPIs and charts that I need to efficiently complete my tasks. Bringing Process HQ to your site page takes just a couple clicks and gives your business users the power that they need at their fingertips. This release, we're also adding the ability to configure drill-down reports in Process HQ. With drill-down reports, you can connect different ways of looking at your enterprise data and access more information in a single click. Click on a section of the chart to instantly drill down into your report and view detailed data filtered based on your selection. You can even add links to the record summary view to connect users with all of the information for a specific row of report data. With drill-down reports, we're giving you enhanced visibility into your datasets and putting more of your enterprise data at your fingertips. We've also embedded report creation right into the Reports and Dashboards page. No more need to detour through the data catalog. Your datasets are now instantly within reach, so you can build mission-critical reports with lightning speed. Your users can now favorite reports and dashboards they use the most. Skip the search and dive right into accessing your most important data. Plus, each report and dashboard opens automatically in its own tab to help accelerate your data-driven decisions. And once you're moving fast and multitasking, you'll stay oriented with the unique tab names showing where you are and saving precious navigation seconds. We're excited about all of these great new enhancements to Process HQ. With that, I'll pass it back to you, James.
Thanks, Pranav. It's great to see how we're bringing all the great innovations available in Data Fabric Insights to end-user applications. Such an excellent accelerator for our customers. With that, let me go ahead and cover some of the administration updates in Appian 25.3. First off, certificates uploaded to the admin console will now automatically be applied when making identity requests to an OpenID Connect provider. If your single sign-on is configured in-house, this change lets you use self-signed certificates to avoid the cost and maintenance burden of purchased certificates. This release, we've also expanded our list of supported databases to include PostgreSQL 16 and MariaDB 10.11.13, so you can connect to the data that you need. Appian Cloud customers will be automatically upgraded to use this version of MariaDB. For server administrators, the configure.sh script has been relocated as a standalone artifact on Forum that can be downloaded by customers. This change helped reduce the artifact size of Appian installers and allows for more streamlined access to the configure script itself. And switching over to Kubernetes, Appian on Kubernetes images are now more compatible with Kubernetes platforms that specify or assign arbitrary user IDs at runtime. This ensures Appian on Kubernetes runs in environments with strict security policies such as OpenShift Security Context Constraints or SCCS. And last but not least, 25.3 is the last supported non-containerized version of Appian. We understand that your deployment type directly impacts how you manage and use Appian. That's why we're again sharing the details about an important change for self-managed deployments. Starting with Appian 25.4, all new versions of Appian will require containers managed by Kubernetes to run in a self-managed environment. Appian runs on containers via Kubernetes, an industry-standard container orchestration platform. Appian has been running Appian Cloud on containers for several years, and most Appian Cloud sites are running on a Kubernetes-based infrastructure already. To provide you with a variety of options, Appian runs on OpenShift, Azure AKS, Amazon EKS, Google GKE, or your local or co-located bare metal Kubernetes cluster. To help you with this transition, visit our migration toolkit. And if you're interested in migrating to Appian Cloud, reach out to your account executive for more information. With that, let me invite Liz Hall to share updates from our beta programs. Liz, over to you.
Thank you, James. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Hall, and I'm Appian's Senior Beta Program Manager. I'll be giving a quick update on our in-progress and upcoming beta programs. For those of you who tuned into last quarter's webinar, you saw a demo of Agent Studio, which allows you to easily create intelligent AI agents that analyze data, make decisions, and take action automatically, all based on the instructions you provide. Whether you need to route information, trigger workflows, or respond to users, AI agents help you work faster and streamline processes so that you can focus on what matters most. We are currently running a beta program for a record-breaking 17 Appian customers and partners. These beta participants have all actively engaged in the program by building proofs of concept with real-world use cases. Each beta participant has built multiple agents totaling 92 agents cumulatively. We found that most use cases across industries fall into one of three categories. First, beta participants want AI-driven case management. They are eager to improve how complex cases are managed, decisions are made, and workflows are dynamically orchestrated by AI agents guiding users or processes. Second, beta participants are interested in specialized decision support and task execution. They want agents to perform sophisticated analysis, offer recommendations, and execute tasks that traditionally require significant human expertise. And the last common use case theme for beta participants is using Agent Studio in conjunction with Appian AI Document Center in order to automate unstructured data intake. In these cases, they want agents to assist with the ingestion, interpretation, and processing of information from emails and documents to initiate or inform workflows. We've recently surveyed our beta participants, and we're thrilled to report that 100% of participants who completed this survey indicated that the user experience for Agent Studio was intuitive or very intuitive. And this experience is not just for Appian developers. Several business users also remarked on the ease of use. Ryan Cox, the vice president of Acclaim Autism, pointed out that even though he isn't an Appian developer, Agent Studio was really easy for him to pick up on. Due to overwhelming popularity, the beta program is closed for additional participation. However, there is still an opportunity to obtain early access to Agent Studio on a shared demo site. Appian will provide an application and documentation, and you will have the opportunity to build, configure, and test AI agents with this application. If you'd like access to this environment, please click the link to the form on the pop-up to provide your contact information. Over the last several months, we've also been conducting a beta program for Agentic RPA. Our beta participants have leveraged Agentic RPA to autonomously handle a wide variety of work. From filling out browser forms to updating legacy Windows applications, the beta participants have described their task in natural language for Agentic RPA to execute. They found that Agentic RPA eliminates the need for complex configurations, which makes development faster. Additionally, because of Agentic RPA's self-healing capabilities against unexpected failures, beta participants anticipate more resilient RPA automations and reduced maintenance costs when they eventually use the capability in production. This beta program is closed for additional participation at this time, but please stay tuned for a GA announcement in the coming months if you'd like to try Agentic RPA. And lastly, I wanted to share some information about our upcoming Kafka integration beta program. Appian is developing a native feature for integration with Apache Kafka, a powerful real-time data streaming platform. The first version will let users consume events from a Kafka topic, filter the events if needed, and instantaneously start processes. Going forward, we plan to support additional use cases like synchronizing record types. If you think you might have a use case for Kafka integration and are interested in participating in the beta program, please click the link to the form on the pop-up to provide your use case details and contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. I'd also like to remind everyone of our beta page on Appian Community. On this page, you can learn more about the Appian beta program, register interest for upcoming and in-flight beta initiatives, and review results from past betas. You can click the link on the pop-up to check out this page. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Now back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Liz. It's especially exciting to hear about the record-breaking Agent Studio beta program. I'm glad to hear our customers are so excited about the new capability. I can't wait to hear more about Agent Studio at the upcoming 25.4 product announcement webinar later this year. With that, let me go and hand it over to Devin Lee to share about some updates from our community. Devin, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm excited to review what's been going on with our community. Let's dive in. If you're eager to get hands-on with Composer, check out Appian Community Edition. With the 25.3 release, users now have access to the full capabilities of Composer, including the ability to generate applications. Try it out for yourself by requesting a workspace. As a reminder, the Early Access Community Edition with 25.3 features is available for our certified users. Get hands-on with the new features, start building, and discuss with other developers in the EA discussion forum. Appian AI is evolving, and so is the Appian AI Learning Path. The Academy Online team has refreshed it with new courses designed to help you master the latest Appian AI features. Learn how to automate workflows, improve operational efficiency, and solve business challenges with AI agents, AI Document Center, and more. New content is added regularly, so stay tuned. The Appian Community YouTube channel is a great resource for developers at any stage of their learning journey. Join us for our monthly live stream, our next one being the 25.3 release highlights, which will be happening later this month, or check out our playlists, like the Appian AI playlist, which goes over all of our different AI features. No matter what, you can always expect to see and hear from Appian experts, and when you join us live, you'll have the opportunity to ask them your questions in real time. Dig deeper into the release. Check your knowledge and maintain your Appian certification with the 25.3 release showcase on Academy Online. The course will be available on GA and linked on the 25.3 release page. That's all for me, James. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Devin. It's always great to hear the latest updates from our community. And with that, I wanted to thank everyone today for attending the webinar. We hope to see many of you later this year at Appian Europe and Appian Government in November. And for those interested in staying on top of the latest innovations coming out of Appian, encourage you to tune into our next product announcement webinar for the 25.4 release in Q4 of this year. With that, thank you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.